Forza Horizon 5 and Playground games get absolutely snubbed for the Game of the Year nomination. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. If you enjoy daily Xbox content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So yesterday we got the nominations for all of the awards that are going to be handed out at this year's 2021 Game Awards in December. And Xbox Game Studios actually fared decently well when you look at the nominations of like Psychonauts 2, Deathloop, even Forza Horizon in the racing category. But the biggest category of them all, Game of the Year, the Game Awards completely dropped the ball and absolutely snubbed Playground games and Forza Horizon 5, and in my opinion really just shines a light on the validity of the Game Awards. I've always thought the Game Awards is kind of just a marketing avenue. The actual awards themselves is really just a sideshow to the announcements, the game reveals, and all that kind of stuff. People don't really care too much about the awards in my opinion, and for a good matter. I mean, the awards are for the developers and the studios. As a consumer of these games, I really couldn't care who wins, but the Game of the Year, Snub Forza Horizon 5, does bother me just a little bit because it is so obvious that that game needs to be in this category, and it would have been a breakthrough nomination when you consider the fact that Forza Horizon 5 is a racing game. Now, yes, they have Best Racing Game of the Year. Forza Horizon 5 is going to win that award without a doubt. But the problem here as well is that these nominations, the selections of the games that are nominated here, are by 100 media members, game journalists, whatever you want to call them. And I think that's where it in lies the problem, as how could a game journalist or a media member not unanimously nominate Forza Horizon 5 for this award? Forza Horizon 5 is a best rated game in 2021. It has over 9 million players now, and it is easily the best looking game out there. So if it is game journalists and media members coming up with these nominations, how can a top rated game in 2021 not be within these nominations? And another problem I have is the fact that there's an argument going out there that it's because it came out too late. So November 9th, people think that there haven't been enough people in time to play this game, which I think is absolutely completely bogus of an argument, for the simple fact that Forza Horizon 5 is not a game that you need to play for 50, 60, 70 plus hours to realize the achievement and the greatness of that game. You can easily put in 10 hours into Forza Horizon 5 and be completely blown away, understand the concept, and see why this game should be a Game of the Year nomination. I don't think there's any way you can really slice this. There's absolutely no reason that Forza Horizon 5 shouldn't be here. It's a complete snub. It really shows the legitimacy, in my opinion, of these Game Awards and these game journalists and media members who make these selections. I don't honestly think they play many of the games that they select. They just kind of go off of what is out there in terms of what would be the cool game to choose, what would be the right game to choose, that kind of stuff, because it makes no sense that Forza Horizon 5 isn't here. Now, with the games that are here, I have to admit they're all great games, the ones that I've played. I haven't played Metroid Dread yet, and I have not played Deathloop. Those are the only two out of these Game of the Year nominations that I haven't played. But It Takes Two is an incredible co-op game. It deserves to be in the Game of the Year conversation because the gameplay is great, the graphics great, the story is amazing, and it is a game that we don't see very much of, that couch co-op experience that brings people together to play in the same room, and that is a great thing. Psychonauts 2, easily one of the best narratives, graphics, gameplay, all that kind of stuff in 2021, 100% deserves to be there, and it's great to see Double Fine and another Xbox Game Studios game in that conversation. They move on here to Deathloop. I have never played that, but again, it's another universally acclaimed game. All the game journalists and media gave it such great scores, some perfect scores, so it makes sense why it's in there. Same with Metroid Dread. It got tons of great scores from the media and game journalism. Makes sense why it's there as well, but I haven't played, so I can't comment too much on it. Resident Evil Village 100% deserves to be there. One of my favorite games that I've played this year. They did just such a great job. The story, the narrative, the spookiness, all that kind of stuff. It's a really great Resident Evil game. And then we land here on Ratchet & Clank: A Rift Apart. Now, I know I haven't played Metroid Dread and Deathloop, so maybe after I play them, I would think that they shouldn't be in the Game of the Year conversation, so I don't want to be too hypocritical on that sense. But out of the games that I have played within this list, the one that I don't think should be there and should be replaced by Forza Horizon 5 is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. And I'm not just trying to hate because it's a PlayStation Studios game. I love Ratchet and Clank. I've said this in videos. I've said this on Twitter. It's one of my favorite franchises. I've played every single Ratchet and Clank game. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is a great game. It looks amazing. It is extremely fun. However, it doesn't do anything revolutionary. The warping between the zones or whatever isn't anything that is too crazy and out there. That kind of thing was actually in Psychonauts 2, and they advertised it that it was a revolutionary feature, but it really isn't. And it's a 15-hour game in total to beat literally everything, collect everything, and all that kind of stuff. So the length of the game doesn't matter as much in terms of the quality of it, but I just don't think it does anything revolutionary to change up the series, to give you that factor of this is the best game that I have played this year. I don't know, that's just the way I feel about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I would say it's just on the cusp of a Game of the Year nomination, but the fact that Forza Horizon 5 isn't in here makes, to me, this nomination harder to accept. I've played Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, I've played Forza Horizon 5, and in my opinion, Forza Horizon 5 is a significantly better game than Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and it should 100% be there. So I guess to sum all of this up, as a gamer, as a consumer, the awards don't mean anything to me. I don't really care who wins any of these awards. I don't think it actually represents the true Game of the Year or the true best in any category, because if it's 100+ media members making these selections, you know there's obviously some sort of bias into these selections, and it's clearly shown here with Forza Horizon 5 not being in Game of the Year. I don't think the excuse that it came out too late or that it's a racing game can be used with this, because of just how great of an achievement that game is. And you literally need to jump in for, like I said, at even the minimum 5 hours, and you'll see how great this game is. You don't need to put that many hours into Forza Horizon 5 to understand the achievement of Playground Games, what they've done with the game, and why this game should be a nomination. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Do you think I'm wrong about Forza Horizon 5 getting the snub? Why do you think it didn't get a Game of the Year nomination? I'd love to hear all of your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here, you like what you saw throughout this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button and help this channel grow, help grow this community so we can have great conversations in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.